Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sister. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I am well. What about yourself?
I'm good. Yeah. Day's just kind of getting started. I mean, this is the first breath I've taken since 6:30 this morning, but
So this is a break for you, huh?
this is a break.
I know what it's like when you get those early morning starts.
Yeah, mine started last night about 10 o'clock. Panic call from somebody because they got to see the IRS today.
Oh Lord, that will panic you.
Oh, yes.
I don't think it's anybody in America that doesn't get a grip. You know, when they say the IRS, anything that says IRS on the envelope,
Right.
it's like, oh Lord, please. Not these people.
How are you, Sister Martha?
I am wonderful. Alhamdulillah. You can tell I'm missing my glasses here. I'm squinting. I was trying to look normal, but my eyes just won't open up. Can't sham it, can I? I've been working. I think I go to sleep and a lot. I love it. I love it as there's so much on the plate. I wish I had this thinking. Listen to me. In the 40s, when I was in my late, I had some of it, but there weren't the connections. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah.
It was all built up in me, and so praise be to Allah. I won't go into my dissertation here on you.
Just join the club. We were all having a dissertation moment this morning.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You know,
that's why I love to write.
Those looking back moments and all the decisions that you made that you shouldn't have made, all the decisions that you didn't make that you should have made, all the people that you should have walked away from real fast.
Oh yes, you should have ran away from.
I
built the wall as you went.
I think that's where we thought we were. In the Sister Teresa mode, Mother Teresa mode. You know?
Yeah, we were gonna save them in spite of
yeah, exactly. In spite of God giving the warning.
Evidence they were a snake. That's all right. You needed some loving. You won't be a snake when I get through with you. They just don't understand you.
I mean.
I remember I was dating a guy and his mother told me, she said, I don't know why you were with my son. He ain't worth nothing. That's a piece of trash.
Well, here's what my mother would say. She says, well, honey, I don't think he has a pot to, in or
a window.
And he doesn't have a window to throw it out of. I'm going, but he talks so sweet.
You shouldn't judge him. You shouldn't judge him.
No. Yes.
Oh.
Those wise tales.
Bring tears of joy that part is behind me.
Oh.
That's like when you bring a girl home from college to meet your family, and the next morning you wake up and your mama in the kitchen crying.
Oh.
Where have I gone wrong? Jesus.
That's what they call yeah.
Jesus, where have I gone wrong, Lord? Jesus, what did I do wrong, Lord?
Well, my mother promoted marriage was the only doorway that we could leave home for girls. And we wasn't any problem with that. But the thing was, when we graduated from high school and we did get married, guess what? We were all pregnant with a child. As we were exiting, she said, Lord, I pray for them to finish school and get married. She said, but I didn't pray for a grandchild every time. And when I say every time, out of 6 siblings, all 6 of us, the 5 of us had at graduation. a child.
Wow.
That even my two brothers, but one sister, she had in 10th grade and 11th grade. So when she graduated, she was already, but she married at 16, 15, 16. But she too exited with marriage. But there she was with child. But graduation time, she didn't need another one right there. So she had her too. But
what's in the water?
I know it's down here in Pompano Beach, Florida.
No, it's all across America. It's all across. But you know what? When we look back, I was doing some family genealogy with my daughter, and it was very fascinating. But you found out that African American women, they gave birth at 13, 14, many times without choice. I mean, it was just part of the history. That's how, because at one time we had 5 living generations in our family.
Wow.
You know, you could just walk up to and touch them. But it's because they started having children early.
Right.
And but that was just the norm. My great grandmother, I mean, she was having babies at 12, but she was on a plantation, you know.
Right.
And so she didn't have any choice in that. The woman must have had 15 children.
Yeah, there was a lot of misunderstanding of female physiology and sexuality. Because just because you start your menstrual cycle and you start developing that does not mean you're ready to have any children. And a lot of times they would have young girls get married at 14 or 15 because they were having these powerful menstrual periods where they were just, in pain in bed. They thought that having a baby would calm that down. They would have these girls get married and get pregnant so they could get over that, because nobody really knew how to deal with it.
Right. But I mean, I was one of those, not that age, but it did bring relief. But alhamdulillah, I could say more, but I'll leave it right there.
Yeah. Understood.
But yeah, wow. And then in the white community, many times, they had abortions and things of that nature, or they just gave that baby up for adoption. But in our community, they were breeding us.
Yeah,
exactly. And so just because we got a piece of paper that says we were free, the breeding mentality didn't stop. You were just got married young. If and in most cases it worked out. The husband and wife, you look up, they've been married 50, 60 years. And you go back and they got married young. But
hey, I got married at 19.
Well, you were late.
Yeah, I too at 19. So yeah, we were pretty late.
Okay, thank you.
A late bloomer.
But it didn't count a lot for intelligence. I truly did not know what was going to stop the baby from dropping on the road while I was walking.
Yeah.
Now tell me how intelligent that is.
Right.
But wait a minute. Square's a pool table twice as green.
Twice as green. I was told that all the time.
That's what I said about myself. Square's a pool table twice as green. Had no clue.
Well, green is a pool table and twice as square or whatever it is.
Square's a pool table twice as green.
Twice as green. Okay.
So my first child, my doctor said, "Well, Mrs. Bledsoe, you know how this works, and the baby come like this." I said, "No." He said, "Oh," he said, "Well, it's like this." And he gave me another scenario. You know that? I said, "No." He gave me several scenarios, asked me several questions. Well, Mrs. Bledsoe, what about this? And I was like, "No, I don't know any of that." I don't even know how the baby come. He lowered his head, looked at his desk, and just shook his head. And so all right, but let's start the meeting. It's 11:07. We don't want to go too far back in time. I don't have enough Kleenex to, once I start weeping about all of that.
I love it.
Kareem, you want to open up?
Yeah. Azubla min shaitan rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم سواد نبدأ عليهم خير ما تبي عليهم ولا ضالين آمين.
I mean,
Well, the first thing we need to get out the way is the correspondence between Brother Umar Riggs. He sent us the what do you call it? The means with which to
yeah,
sign up.
right. The contract for the whatever assessment that he's going to do.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And so, Edward, you made a comment about maybe we should wait until after the marketing because that information may be important.
Yeah, after we get the survey or start getting survey results back, I think that information would be extremely important for him for assessing our situation. Because the primary thing we want him to be able to assess is our primary market. So our primary market is that Tampa St. Pete area.
Mm-hmm.
And then our secondary market obviously is markets that we're going to touch within the Islamic community through Muslim Journal, Study Al-Islam, through our network there. And then our even broader, that third market is the general public. African people of every race and color, creed, whatever, who need our services, right? So if we don't at least have feedback from our primary market and maybe some from our secondary market, what's he looking at?
Well,
it's all just guesswork unless we're going to give him Abdul Rahman's that business plan deal to look at the zip code information and do an assessment of that. We don't have any true living data coming from us that he can assess.
All right, so this is his response to that.
Okay.
The marketing and brand strategy is more about the company's positioning and brand development and how it wants to present to the market. This needs to be done first before the survey data. Once you have a brand position, you will know how to process the data based on your brand positioning. It's important that this step gets done now before any other business moves are made so that everything's in line with the company's positioning. If left undone, the company will find itself wasting time and money redoing things that are not in proper alignment with the company's positioning. Umar Riggs.
Yeah, I would disagree with that because of the kind of company that we are, a credit union. So a credit union is limited by law in the types of things that it can do, even in its advertising. We're also serving initially a specific market in the Tampa St. Petersburg area, and even narrower than that, we are serving a specific group within that market, starting with CWSC, and then we can bleed that over a little bit into the greater Islamic community that's tied to CWSC. So the reason that we do the survey, and I'm in agreement with the young lady we talked to from DeNova, and even Sam to a certain extent, that the survey is not a be-all, end-all, but because that survey is going to have so much input and guidance on our business plan and the products that we initially offer, I think that information is highly important to our overall marketing strategy. Because we're going to offer certain products that the feedback tells us that our marketplace desires. We're not creating new products. We're going with, there's a range of financial products that we can offer. And our survey is going to tell us out of that range of products, what our clientele want. So the only question then is, okay, how do we best make them aware of these products, what benefits they have and all those things. Like if you can't sell Coca-Cola, their general formula in China, you won't design a marketing program for that product in China if they tell you you can't sell it there. So you would need to know that before you started your marketing program.
Well, we seem to have an impasse here between you and the expert that we want to hire.
Well, and I agree with his process.
No, I don't think. I think I'm in agreement with Edward that I think you're talking about Riggs, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. I don't think that he understands the full picture or the full process and procedure that we have to go through. Where I agree with him, there's certain things that we want to have in terms of our marketing and our branding. At this particular point in time, with the narrow focus that we have on the Tampa St. Pete area, on the 400 or 500 people that are associated with CWSC, I'm less concerned with branding and more concerned with getting this survey out so we can start putting some meat on the bones for the business plan. I look at Riggs at this particular point in time as being a shiny object. And yes, his presentation was good. I've looked at his website, but I don't want to be distracted by meetings with him when we have more important things on the table that are going to keep this train moving.
Yeah, that's my point. And it's not an if, it's a when. I'm in agreement with paying him for what he wants to do for us. It's when do you do that is the question. And I'm not 100% sure we should be in a mad rush to get it done before we have more data.
Comes down to this too. If we trust him to lead and guide us, maybe maybe we should trust him from the beginning. And so,
Amir, where's the trust? This is not a question of trust. It's a question of when do you start that process? When do you actually start building that particular building? We're not ready to start on that building yet because we're still actually waiting for some cement, right? We got to pour some cement first. Then we'll start putting the walls up. We don't even have cement. It's like make bricks without straw. We got to get all the information, the data. Otherwise, what he gives us initially is incomplete because he doesn't have that data. We don't have that data. He's going to ask us. I was thinking about this before I answered your email. He's going to ask us questions we can't answer because we don't have the information back to answer those questions. And his deal is a question and answer session. I'm pulling this out of the air. I'm not going to have an answer to some of those questions. If he asks intelligent questions, we're not going to have the answer. They're all going to be, we're going to be projecting based on nothing because we don't have it back yet. So we're basically talking about, a 2, 3, maybe 1 month delay. 1 month delay is not going to kill us in doing this with him. It's not going to kill us waiting a month.
all right. So Kareem, what's your position?
I agree with everything. Yeah.
All righty. And Linda, what's your position?
Rashid, don't let them do you like that, man. Do not let them do you like that, my brother.
I'm confused. No, let me say this. Okay. It sounds like we're talking about two different things. So Riggs, I thought this is my own personal thought. I thought he was coming in to put Graceline Community Inc. in place, not the credit union right now.
Why would we, when we're, okay, this is the classic thing of the startup. Oh my God, we got this great product and we're about to launch. Well, let's start another one. The product that we're bringing to the community is a credit union.
Yes.
Correct.
GracelineCommunity.org as a nonprofit is a beautiful thing that we're going to shine up and we're going to put, we're going to refurbish the whole thing. And it's going to be a great growing light for many, many years. Benefit to the community. The primary thing that we're bringing to the community is a credit union. And if what we're putting our efforts toward doesn't say credit union, then we have to think, what are we doing? It's the credit union. What was it the guy said to Obama back in the 08 election? It's the economy, stupid.
Bush, they said it to Bush, Daddy Bush.
Well, they said that to Obama too. One of his advisors said, what do we focus on? The economy. The economy is going to get you elected. What's going to drive us is the credit union. Graceline Community is a name that everybody knows now or starting to know, but it's a credit union that is going to actually be the vehicle that helps the overall community. So everything has to be focused on information, energy, resources that go toward the credit union. How do you market the credit union? If you don't think credit unions need marketing, then you're missing the boat. You need to at least go to YouTube and just put credit union ads in and see the thousands of them. Credit unions have to be marketed, and they have to be marketed on an ongoing basis all the time, or they die.
Right. Because those who don't,
yeah, they die.
You don't hear about them anymore.
Exactly. So
or they're on that list that
right,
Sam
that we're
sent
checking
us.
exactly. Exactly. So that's why, and this is, I think he actually understands that. I mean, I really think Umar understands that the credit union is the deal. If he doesn't, somebody needs to clue him in quickly, because I think he would grasp that in a heartbeat and have no issues with it. He's a very intelligent guy. But the credit union is the deal. That's where everything goes, is toward the credit union. And then Graceline Community is one of the legs, hopefully supporting the credit union. CWSC is probably 3 of the 4 legs supporting the credit union, and so on and so forth. So that's my view on it. And if I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected.
All right. We haven't heard from you. I mean, did we hear from you, Brother Rashid?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm still stuck on stupid, I guess. I thought, I mean, I'm going to say that I thought he was coming in to develop standard operating procedures for Graceline Community Inc. Now, I do know that our role is a credit union, but our organizational structure for functionality purposes, I thought that's what he was coming in to do, with the intent of, we know we have to get to the credit union piece. I'm sold on that point. I'm agreeing with everybody talking on that. But Graceline Community Inc. as an organization, this was my interpretation. I may be wrong. I thought he was coming in to put us in place with a format. So if it was about the credit union and him and all that, then I just have to back up until I can, find out what the deal is. But from a business plan perspective, from an operating perspective, Graceline Community Inc. still have to be put in place, so to speak. We're a 501c3, but our operating standard procedures, what we do and how we do it, then the credit union, I thought, would be evolving from that operating thing that he was packaging for us.
The only reason
I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, the only reason Graceline Community Inc. exists is the credit union. The credit union is the mother of all of what we're doing.
Yeah, we are. I agree with that.
Right?
I agree with that.
So if the credit union isn't number one, what are we doing? I mean, the credit union that's what we bleed over. That's what we cry over. That's what we rejoice over.
Okay.
It's the credit union.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe I'm
it's not saying Graceline is something that you throw away in the back room. No, that's not the point. Graceline, the organization, Graceline Community, is going to have a long history of doing things in the community. These educational initiatives, financial education, literacy initiatives we talk about,
right? These
things are going to be manifested. They are going to come to life.
Okay.
But our primary focus, the focus of our community, is the credit union.
Correct.
I want to see the credit union. I want to see the credit union.
Correct.
Yeah, and I would say, in addition to that, looking at Riggs's portfolio, he would not be my first choice in turning to him for our organizational structure. as Graceline community.
Really?
I
Really?
see the things, that we're, yeah, really. I mean, I see the things that we're doing right now in terms of trying to file so that we can achieve our nonprofit status. Once we get our bylaws together, that will allow us to set up some structure for a board, and elect officers and get some sort of organizational structure,
Right.
so that we can start calling one of us president, and the secretary will have some responsibilities, like being the archivist for all of this documentation that we collected. I mean, right now, if any one of us dies, that information dies with us.
Well, actually, it doesn't. It's actually preserved. It is preserved. I have preserved it, and there is access to it when that time comes.
Okay.
So yeah, everything, and it's not the absolute best transcription, but these meetings are also transcribed as well as recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we do have those records.
Right. Well, I'm only referring to certain documentation that I have started to create here, that I want to make sure everybody has the same information that I have. I mean, for example, I had to piece together the names and addresses of the 5 organizations that we are contacting, trying to draw them in to our network. And I still don't have all of that information. In fact, one of them is missing because I never got the address for it. And there
Martha, you do have that information, correct?
Martha,
You're on mute. You're on mute.
You're on mute. Unmute.
Martha, you on mute. Hello.
She's trying, and her sign language is failing miserably, but she's trying to get on audio.
Martha, you are on mute. you talking up a storm, and there's nothing coming down. There's no wind, no rain, nothing.
Can you
take yourself off of mute?
Edward, can you unmute her?
I have tried to do that, and I can't do it from here.
I
Okay,
had
there
to
you go.
find the
There
button
she
on
goes.
my
Oh,
screen.
okay, there
There
she
you go.
is.
There you go. All right. All right.
I have this screen and everything was up here and all my.
Oh, and you don't have your glasses, right?
And I'm like, right, but I couldn't see Zoom picture. Okay. Yes, I do apologize, Talib. I'm sitting here right now, putting in my book, and I'm going, I didn't send it to Talib, all of them. I was on my text, I was texting it to you, and somebody called me. Nonetheless,
Okay.
my error. But let's go over the names if you don't mind, Talib. Let's see what you have. Make sure that I Tampa Bay Area Muslim Association. You say you did get to that one.
Now, well, yes, I do have the address on Cortez Way South, 4005.
Yes.
Imam
Attention.
Abdul Kareem Ali.
Yes.
Okay, that I do have. What I don't have is an email address for them.
For them, okay. I thought Amira. Yeah.
Yes, it was on the email. It was on our minutes from Sunday.
Okay,
All
now
the
see,
emails.
and this is what I'm talking about.
What's
I'm not
that?
going back to the minutes. I need for someone to send me
Okay,
that information.
I'll send it.
You either have it or you don't.
Wait a minute, Brother Talib. I text you the information and then I emailed the information on Sunday.
What
Okay.
you texted to me did not include the email for Tampa Bay Area Muslim Association.
Okay.
It did not.
May I
include
And you
that.
did, and the email
May I
is
put
not
this in the
there
chat
for on the
room?
Sunday.
May I
I'm
put this in
sorry?
the chat room now? I'll put it in the
Yes, you
chat
can.
room.
Yeah, just put it in the chat.
Okay. I apologize, Talib. I really, truly do.
No,
That's
that's
why
all
I
right.
try not to do it. I try to do everything right then because otherwise gray matter will fit in.
All right. So look, here's the main. There's one that I want to check with you
But
Okay.
wait a minute. Could we go
check.
back to the subject at hand? That was Umar Riggs, and then we do that, Brother Tyler.
Okay.
We've created
Sure.
a sidebar here. Let's
Okay.
go back and to finish the conversation about Riggs,
Okay.
and then come to put that on the agenda for later, for next.
I'm typing while you'll handle that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, my recommendation on Riggs Agency and Brother Umar is that we put it off for 1 month.
Well, who else haven't spoke? Kareem, we heard from you. You with Edward. Me, Rashid, you you were like me, I think, a bit.
Well, if we feel that we want to put it off, I don't mind putting it off. I just
Yeah,
think,
that's the thing. We're going to use him.
yeah,
We are
I
going
mean,
to use
yeah.
him.
I don't have any problem with that because if we have the really, I think what you're saying, the most important thing right now is getting this survey done, period.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
I'm in total
Yes.
agreement with that,
Yes.
you know, because that's going to take us to the point where we can finish up our
Yeah.
business plan and all the
Yeah.
other things that we have to do. So I have no
And-
problem with putting him
And
off.
we can move to the next step.
Okay. Amir, did he send you something that I don't have or? So
An agreement, agreement to be signed. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he sent the agreement, and I sent it on to Edward and Adam as
Okay.
to who should sign it, and comment.
Okay.
So that's where we are now. Is Edward came
well,
back with,
Yeah.
let us wait until after the survey before we sign the agreement.
I don't have any problem with the putting that off at all because, like I said, my focus right now is survey. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. So putting it off is something that we do as a unit. I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll relay that to
Yeah.
him.
Can I get a copy of what you have as well, so I can just
Yeah.
have work
Yes,
it up?
sir.
No
Yeah,
problem.
I'll send that to you.
No problem.
And make a note for myself.
You know, I have a 10:30 call with some people with some money. So
Okay. You need to jump.
You're excused.
Yeah, you are excused, bro.
Yes, you are.
There's some serious money here, so they like it. So let me get back. If you're gonna be on for about another 45 minutes, I'll be able to get back
Probably
on.
so,
It's
yeah.
a 30-minute Zoom call, and I'll get right back to you as soon as I can.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty, so excuse me. I will send Mr. Riggs the decision of the committee this morning, so we can move on. So let's just go to Brother Tyler's need for to have the mailing address completed.
Okay. The two that stick out right now, one is a question. I found an address for the Florida Conference of Muslim Americans, care of Imam Wali Salahuddin. Yes, 1400 North 29th Court, Hollywood, Florida, 33020.
Correct. And
Okay.
and yes, that's correct. And the reason he's on there, he's closer to Miami area, south of us, but
Okay.
but the membership is in the Tampa Bay area as well. It's the entire Florida.
Okay. And I was also given two separate email addresses.
For him?
Yes. One was FCMA 2018, and then another one was FCMA 2012. P as in Paul, B as in boy @
Correct. Both of
Okay,
both,
so both of them are good. One
Both
is
of-
FCMA 2018 @gmail, and then the other one is FCMA 2012 PB @gmail.
correct. And let me give you a third one because he
Okay.
facilitates all three, but this is his personal one just in case.
Okay,
And it is WSIA, the S as in Sam,
okay,
97
okay.
@hotmail.com. Now, one says Gmail. Let me double check that with our
Okay.
CWSC's mail. Hold one quick
But-
second.
But it's WSIA 97.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Let me
All
see
right.
what comes up for him right here. WSIA. Okay, it's at hotmail.com.
At Hotmail. Okay. All right. I got that. Then the Tampa Bay Area Muslim Association, we need an email address for them.
Okay, I put that in the chat box. It's Abdul K Rent at AOL.com.
Okay, let me just take a look at that. And then one that I have. Okay, Abdul K Rent. All right. AOL. The one that I don't have any information on except let's see, I got the name, and I have looks like a corrected email address, but the name Community Economic Empowerment Group.
He wants you
attention
to
Askia
email
Mohammed.
him. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Askia
So they
Mohammed
don't.
Akil.
Okay. Now, is Askia Mohammed Akil? Is that it?
Correct. Correct.
Okay, wait a minute. All right, because this says that he has 4 names on this one. So let me correct that. Askia Mohammed Akil.
Yes.
That's that. And then it appears as though his correct email address is askia.akil@gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So he doesn't have a mailing address. So what I'm going to do is change the I'll just modify the salutation.
Okay.
And then we'll just email that one.
Okay.
The others, I have 4 others that are sitting to be mailed out today.
Okay. Let me add one too.
There's another one to add. Okay, wait a minute. All right, which one is this?
Now, this one is NAACP. Now, they won't be available. She won't be available, the president, for Sunday, but she's acknowledged collaboration.
Okay.
And that is, like I say, NAACP, St. Petersburg.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. And they have a P.O. box.
Okay.
35123.
35123. Okay.
And it's St. Petersburg, Florida. Now they have a 33705 as a zip code. I do have to double check that. Post office box.
Don't worry about that, because
okay.
I zip code for all of these addresses.
Okay.
All right. So I can look that up. And whose attention should that be?
And that should be to Esther. Let's see. Her name is Esther. Hold on one second.
And is that Esther
Matthews?
ESTHER?
Yeah, ESTHER.
Okay.
Matthews is the last name.
Okay.
Now I do have a phone number for her just in case too.
Okay. All right.
727.
All right.
900.
Okay.
1170.
Okay. Kareem, was that all that we needed? Was particularly with the email addresses?
Okay. What did I send
Did you have Interface Tampa Bay?
That sounds familiar.
Yes.
Let me look
Yes.
here. Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Doral Pulley.
Yeah, Dr. Doral Pulley. Okay.
Yep.
Reverend
Imam
Dr.
Kareem Hamid, Imam Abdul Kareem Ali may have to sit in for both because he's the vice chair for that.
Okay. So we're okay. And yeah, this address that you gave, this email address you gave me for Abdul K Rent at AOL, that was for the Tampa Bay area Muslim Association. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Kareem, I think that was one we did not have,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. And
You'll send me a letter for
yes.
that, right?
Yep. No,
Okay.
you know what I can do?
What?
No, I don't, because it's only for your signature. And I figured out how to lift your signature off the page and just place it on the letter. Because when you sent them back to me, they didn't come back in a way that I was able to print them out. But I worked with it and got it done. So and so these four will, well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do the fifth one with community economic empowerment. So those 5 will be going out today.
Tyler, and two, if you look at the address, I tried correcting it for Interfaith Tampa Bay, 1300 22nd, and I missed Avenue on there south. So I tried correcting it and I put 22nd NE for ND. So
Oh, wait a minute now. What, the Interfaith Tampa Bay, what's the
Yes.
address?
that's 1300 22nd Avenue south.
Okay, well, I'm glad you gave me that, because the address I found was
200.
no 744th 4th Street North, Unit 171.
No,
So
no,
that-
we moved.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, wait a minute. Let me okay, and you put that in the chat as well. So okay,
T
1300.
Bama. I got T Bama wrong up there. I put 40. Forgive me, man. I have my glasses on, but you got the correct address for T Bama.
South St. Petersburg.
Let me get my
Okay.
glasses.
33705. Okay, and this is interfaith. Okay, yeah, and I got Pulley, yeah, 22nd Avenue South, 33705. Oh, I see. Okay, so she corrected, it's 22nd Avenue South. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'll redo. Okay, well, I'll redo that one.
Okay.
Yeah, let me mark this now so we don't send it to the wrong place. All right, so this one we're gonna redo. All right, and then I gotta create one for NAACP and create one for community economic empowerment. And I'm going to, Kareem, did you got, I'm gonna text you the email address for the Tampa Bay Area Muslim Association. So you can send that out on your from your email.
Okay.
And then this here was an additional one for Sualadin. Okay. All right. Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Yeah, that squares this up, and then I'm just once I get this done, I'm gonna create this list for one place and send it around to the key folk so that everybody will have it. Okay, so but these letters will be going out today, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
As soon as I get them, I'll forward them out and CC you.
Yes, sir. Alhamdulillah. Okay.
So I'm going to ask both Talib and Sister Martha, you guys double up make sure that you send me all the name and email address, because I'm sending the invitation out today.
Okay.
Sunday's meeting. So both of you send me name and email address, okay?
And then you know you got it.
I know I got it.
And if you get any errors, you know which one sent the error.
Right.
Okay.
Let me guess.
Yeah, it all starts with Martha, man. That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
what I usually do in cases like this, when people are new to me, like I send a test email out from, like, I have this like third email address account that doesn't link to anything. I'll send a test email to them, and I'll know they'll usually go back like, who this, right? Or I'll get the error message back. So
Yeah, or it'll bounce back to you, and you know,
exactly.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions about that? I do have a comment. Some time ago, Martha, you sent us a list. I think it was an Excel sheet of contact information for Tampa Bay area. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So is this information that we've just discussed, is it on that list, or should it be added to that list?
I would actually have to look at my Excel sheet. Let me look at it, because it may not. Let me think. It may include that along with others that may not be active now. Let me double check it. All right.
To see if that list is, if we should be at any point in time replying, utilizing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure it's more useful than not.
Is it what you all use to contact each other on a weekly basis or periodic basis?
Yes, because at Florida Conference of Muslim Americans, I think, was one part of that that list, with the list of imams and a few of the members.
They're going to be present on the 31st.
On the 30th, right?
On the 30th.
Right.
Inshallah, we pray. Yes.
They've been invited. I'll say that.
Right. They've been invited. They've been invited so many times to come on in general, just to show their faces. I think some did at the very, around September or so, August, September. That's when our skill came on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. So any other comments or questions about the contact list? All right. So I wanted to ask about, just follow up on the email that you sent out, Edward, about the grant.
Right.
And so we talked briefly yesterday about if there was a way that we could respond by January 31st.
Yes.
But then I went back and I looked at it and I saw that they actually start July 1st through January 31st.
Exactly. Yeah,
and
that's
so
their time period.
Yeah, so they start this all over again. And I said, well, instead of us trying to last minute here, maybe we could prepare to apply for it on the next round.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had a really helpful list getting grant ready. And so I believe I sent that to everybody. And as well as they had another piece that was downloadable. And I sent that out so that we could begin to look at those types of questions and getting prepared. As I read through the questions, they seemed that questions that other funding sources would ask as well.
Right. Yeah. That was, I actually ended up communicating. I told you I was going to contact Brother Abdul Rahim, and he's actually willing to do the application for us and present it this time. Because one of the things when you get into their application, it says if you've applied before with us or had a grant, you know the process and all that. I don't know if it would necessarily hurt us to make an attempt at this point and then obviously come back and do it again during their next cycle. So, I mean, I leave that up to the group as to whether or not we want to even make an attempt at that operating money this time, or if we just want to wait.
I have more of a thing. Let's wait, get some of the questions answered, because a lot of them we don't really have. And as we begin after the survey that you pointed out this morning, and group was in a agreement with, we may have more information. Because one of the questions, well, a couple of them, if I just read them off, as I said, I did send them out. So do you have a vision, mission, and purpose statement? It is so important to make the vision, mission, and purpose plain and communicated consistently in the community. Do you have a committed board members? That's 2. 3, do you have an operating budget in place? Number 4, and I'm just shortening it up. Are you reviewing your bylaws on a regular basis? Number 5, do you have a policy in place for managing your grant awards? QuickBook for nonprofits is a great resource. Number 6, do you have the qualified staff and volunteers in position to implement your funded programs and services? Last but not least, what is your long-term sustainability plan? And so, and then their 7-point checklist also gave food for thought: a need statement, goals and objectives, plan of implementation, key personnel and staff, commitment and capacity, evaluation, sustainability plan, and project budget. So I know some of this will get addressed in our business plan, but some of these other items are items I said, whatever funding source we go to, they'll be asking these types of questions. So they're ones that we can start addressing. Once we get the survey launched, then we can now begin to work on some other areas. So these are some things I wanted to just introduce to the committee, and we start working on them as a body.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I mean, unless we have somebody that, like I said, you know, when you and I talk, we were talking about grant writers and all that stuff. We don't really have anybody queued up for that. So yeah, we probably need to hold off on it until, again, we have more complete data. Yeah.
Let's just prepare to do it.
Right.
You know, so because we're at the end of it, just the last few days. So if we prepare to apply starting in July or within that period, this is the upcoming round, I think we have a better chance of success, and we'll have more information as well.
Right. Plus, maybe this time, by the time this comes around again in July, maybe we'll have had a successful launch good as well. You know, and actually be functioning on 12 cylinders instead of 6.
You know, like I said, if you all are asking for letters of intent, and then we're, you know, going to be launching, we just need to just start pinpointing, putting some stuff to paper.
Yeah.
And
okay.
asking some of these, and because as I look at these, I said, these are questions I've seen asked many times before by other organizations for various different purposes. So, and they're ones we do need to get answered. So any comments or questions about the topic?
On the mission and vision, when I go to community, Graceline Community Inc. or to .org, that's consistent. I mean, that's abridged enough that conveying it to others is where we are, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
right. So one of the things, because we're actually wrestling with the broader vision of our mission statement and that application for the nonprofit status, that 2301, that was one of the things that we were wrestling with, is how do you take your vision or your mission statement and broaden that out and basically fill in all the paint by number steps that you're going to follow for implementation of your vision. You know, and I think that exercise alone is going to help prepare us better for these nonprofit, these applications with nonprofits, because we have gone through that to a certain extent and also implemented it when we start implementing the education programs and getting our feedback from that and how much participation we get and different things of that nature. That'll probably help us a lot with those grant applications.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So that calls for a strategic planning meeting to iron out all of that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Talib ordered T-shirts
Already.
already.
When are they due?
Well, I went out yesterday to design, work with Yusef on the design based on the conversation that I had with you and Edward. Midnight this morning, I sent you all a mock-up of the artwork. I'm assuming everybody got it that I sent it to. But it's the two arcs, the upper and lower one. We took off, incorporated, separated Graceline community on the upper arc and put a small, the golden tree in the middle. Then the QR code is prominently in the middle of the t-shirt with gracelinecommunity.org in the arch, in the lower arch.
That's
So,
what they asked for. Alhamdulillah.
well,
Let
I
me
mean,
ask-
there's a picture of it.
Yeah, it
So you
looks
can-
good. It actually, it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm a stickler for, right sizing everything. I mean, that's kind of my pet peeve since I'm not a good designer. I just look at
Yeah.
right size and everything. I like it. I think it's
Okay.
gonna. I think. I mean, it's a little bit bigger QR code than I would have, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna let the perfect get in the way of the good. It
Okay.
looks.
I mean,
It looks good. It looks good.
Alhamdulillah.
The logo looks good, which I think is. I mean, that's a great placement of that logo.
okay.
Nike's gonna be jealous.
And I do suggest, and I've done this several times, and I'm glad I, Yusef and I were going to try to do this over the phone, but I told him, I said, no, I need to come to the shop. And I'm glad I did, because I discovered once we thought we were finished, I put my phone up to the QR code and it pulled up Muslim Journal.
Oh Lord.
So we went back to the drawing board and put the right one in there. So look, and look, I was so nervous about it that even while I'm talking to you all right now, I put my phone up to the QR code to make sure. Oh,
Make sure there was
man.
no overlapping on that.
I mean, listen, I was ready to walk out of the door. It was good to see them brothers, because I made dua while I was over there with them, and he showed me his new automatic presses, and so he's like a kid in a candy store, but we talking about somebody that's in his late 50s.
Okay.
But he's still excited about what he does.
Alhamdulillah.
So he did order them. When we get off of this call, I'm going to call and let him know that we have the green light. So as soon as they come in, he will start them, start doing it. Now, I would encourage us, and I'll speak to him about it. If you all think that you want to get any more of these anytime soon, like someone who doesn't have one that wants one, let me know as soon as possible before he cleans those screens off. Okay, because he's going to be, he creates the screens first, and because this is going to be a 3-color thing.
Mhm.
So he's going to create the screen, and if we know, let's say let's say within a week, we know that we want to order, say 20 more, just let me know so that I can ask him to hold on to those screens, so he don't have to do it all over again.
Right. Okay.
That was the question on my mind. We ordered enough for the donators that we already have and the committee, but we don't have any for any future donations that we have. Shouldn't we have a few?
Well, we should have four to five extra because we ordered 20, right?
Yes.
20 and but we have what 17, was it 15 or 17 members of the committee?
Well, I think we had 15 of the t-shirts were spoken for, because that was going to be our original order. The only reason we bumped it up to 20 is that we were thinking we were getting a price break originally with Jamal. So our original order was 15, that got bumped up to 20. And I think we added an additional person because of donation or something. So we should have 4, extra large t-shirts that are not fulfilled. We should have 4 extras. And my thinking is, because this price that we paid was incredibly generous price, that if we're able to recover those funds from Jamal, that we should immediately order another 20. Because that wouldn't even consume what our order was with Jamal, the 2 orders together.
Mhm.
So that's my thinking, is that we would do that. We would immediately order another 20.
So we have 2 extra large, and Brother Talib, you have the 3X, correct?
No, I had what I ordered
What size was for you?
2X. What I ordered was 17 extra large, 2 2X, and 1 3X.
Right. The 3X is for the brother in New York, I think, right?
I gotta go back and look at my paperwork.
I thought it was I thought that was for Abdul Kareem.
Maybe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
That was
right.
Abdul Kareem.
Okay.
Right.
And
Because
so
I was surprised. I didn't think it was.
Is that big?
Yeah,
that big,
man.
brother?
No, I thought. No,
Look,
well,
he's
sometimes
at 3
with
houses.
me, I can wear an extra large, but I order a 2X because it's more comfortable.
Right.
And I think I asked for 2X also, Martha Niley.
you wanted 2X. I wanted a 2X too. I like mine loose. I don't want it, just modesty's sake. So then we need 3 2Xs just for Martha. And let me go back through the list of donators and just confirm and call them and just confirm their sizes. So Brother Talib, I'll get back with you this morning, inshallah. And,
okay, because if we need to order more t-shirts, we can. Yeah, no, we can do that. Even if we don't want to have them printed right now. In fact, I may I may get with Yusuf and just have him to order some more shirts and hold them, either hold them for us or have him send them to me. And when we are ready to get more printed, the shirts will already be here, and that will give him some additional incentive to hold on to our screens.
Let me ask you a quick question, Talib, to pose to him.
Mhm.
Can he create a media ready replica of that shirt that we can actually post for sale for people to buy?
Okay.
And also, is there any way for him to preserve that pattern?
What I sent you?
Yeah. I mean, is that preserved so that if we have an order for 100, 2
Yeah.
months from now, he can pop right back and do it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if he can do that, all we need to have the ability to post The
So let me ask you this question.
mhm.
What I sent to you early this morning,
Yeah.
you don't consider that to be
Let me take a
media
look
ready?
at it. Let me
Okay.
take a look at it real quick.
All right.
While you do that, may I do the file sharing? I want to show Amira, ask if this is the form you were asking me about.
Okay, hold
addressing.
on. I will get you up.
Thank you.
Edward, could you show it also when you get a chance?
Now, see, you're asking me to do some things, Kareem.
Disregard. Disregard.
Man,
That-
just hey, look, getting Martha up is, you know,
Okay.
I'm not a good
Disregard.
producer,
Kareem-
man.
Kareem, I sent it to you as well. It
What did you say? I was looking for it. I didn't see it.
email at midnight this morning. I think
Okay.
12:09 a.m.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, okay, Tyler. The answer to your question is no. It's a PDF, so it needs to be either a JPEG
Okay.
or a PNG.
Okay. Yeah, he can do that.
Okay.
I don't even have to ask.
All right.
What, is there one? Do you prefer one over the other, or do you want both?
If he can do both easily, that's fine. But it really doesn't matter. They're just competing.
Okay.
You know, they're the same
Right.
thing.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I can have him to do that as well.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
Martha,
that-
do you
that-
have
that won't be
can
a
you
problem.
see it? Your co-host, so you can pull it up anytime you want.
Okay, it's showing me, it says the one that I have highlighted. You should be able to see it. Can you see it?
Not
No.
yet.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, here we go. There you go.
all right. Amira, is this what you were referring to? What I had sent to you? This with all the imams?
It looks
Name.
like it. Yeah, it was this type of form.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, I thought it was like an Excel sheet.
Yes.
But it was Tampa. I know it was Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, this is all of them. Yeah, this is what I got
Okay.
with phone numbers and everything else on there.
Mm-hmm. I noticed my phone number. I need to change it. So alhamdulillah. And I can do that right now, I think. No, I cannot. Okay, I have to upgrade it. All right, alhamdulillah.
All right. So I'm going to go back and hopefully, can you send that to us again, Martha, since you have it?
Uh-huh.
After you've corrected your number.
Okay.
And that way I'm going to, we can always put it in our files.
I have a question. Well, never mind. I answered my own question. I'm thinking about, our form, our sheet here. What did you call it? Lord, I'm getting a blank here.
Before us, the sign-in sheet.
No, this is what you see now. You should be able to see CWSC's letter PD. I can't even call what this is. Where
It
you
says
type.
at the top, meeting sign-in sheet.
Oh, no. Well, the next one is, I thought I have whatever is being shown is share. Okay. Never mind. It's not coming up for us, so I'll leave it alone. It was the where you send mail out, email, text, write a letter to someone. What do you call that?
Intro.
With your heading on the paperwork. What do you call that?
You talking about the salutation?
Or the letterhead.
The letter, your letterhead.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't. That's okay, y'all. I've been up a long time, so I'm trying to change the names on the sidebar, and I was wondering what the smallest I see you can go to is 6 in the typos in the type, and so I wanted to know, was there a way to get it even smaller, but you could still be reading?
Oh, you're trying to redo your font size?
Mm-hmm. Thank
Okay.
you.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, y'all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is yeah, something that we can, utilize going forward as well. We'll just see if the information that you gave us this morning is on this one and just make sure we got everything. So this would be great. And
Okay.
so let me, the brother Omar, I think he wanted a 2X shirt as well.
Right.
I
He
have
did say he
a-
wanted a 2X. Right.
So yeah, I do need, and I need to go back. I've been keeping a little spreadsheet of those people who've been making donations. We really don't have that many at the level that get a free T-shirt, but I just want to make sure.
So based on that, I didn't order enough.
2X.
Right.
Yeah,
was
you
thinking-
probably need to order 4 or 5 2X. Probably 5, just to be safe. You probably need that order probably needs to include 5 2X.
This is like our shirt's big. Sister Demetra, how are you this morning? Are you on our T-shirt list?
I don't know if she has audio this morning. There she
Good
is.
morning. No,
Good
I don't
morning.
think I am on your list.
Okay.
Did you want to order a T-shirt? We're just individually paying for our T-shirts.
Sure. Yes, I will.
What
Okay.
size?
You want extra small or
Extra
extra
small.
extra small?
How'd you know I would say that? Extra small. No, I probably need a medium.
All right, then we didn't order any mediums at all. So Tyler, can we order a medium? We really started with extra large. So if you were going to be around the extra small or small.
Okay. So so it's one medium and 3 more
2X.
3 more 2X.
That
I
sounds
think
about
2 of the
right.
2Xs.
And probably one large. I don't think Hope is on this meeting, but she'll probably want one as well.
Yeah, I've got it. She's covered.
Okay.
Yeah, she's covered already.
And, I think it's just you when we started this conversation. I don't know if you were with us. So, but now we had a mirror. I had the 2Xs was for Amira and Omar originally. Now we added Martha today. So, Brother Tyler.
Let me
those
speak for Dr. Aisha and Imam Omar.
Aisha was she was in the original count. Now Dr. Omar, no, we need to add him.
Imam, okay. Yeah, and I'm just going to go out on the limb and just say a 2X.
Dr. Omar?
Imam Omar Shakir. Is it doctor? I don't know.
Dr. Off, Imam Omar. And
Yes.
so Aisha, I think she was going to get the we had her down with the extra large because and initially that's all we were doing. That's the smallest we were going to do is extra large and up.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dr. Omar, we're going to put him with the 2X. So that makes 4 2Xs so far accounted for, and I'm going to check our list. And Demetra needs the medium. So anybody else you think that normally comes and we haven't? What did Sister Marie say? Did she respond to you, Edward?
Yeah, I think she's just the 1X. I think just the extra large.
So then we need to send everybody that name that we've added. We need to send that information to. So Brother Tyler then would get the information about, because you're going to mail them out.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So then we need to send the names we added. We need to send their mailing information to Brother Tyler.
Right. Yep. So I mean, Demetra can speak for herself, but like the T-shirts for. I think, no, Hope actually supplied her information because she's on the board. She's one of the 9 board members of Graceline community. So yeah, I just need to get Demetra's mailing information.
If
the
you want to
t-shirt.
put that in the chat for Brother Talib, or tell him, or how you want to do it.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. So just by way of recap, I need to order one medium and 4 more 2Xs.
Total of 4 so far of 2Xs.
Latifa Hameen, was she on that order?
Yes,
Amir,
she was on the
okay.
original order.
Okay.
And
Now, in other words, I ordered already 17 extra large, 2 2X, and 1 3X.
Okay,
now
so we
we
still only need, we need a medium
Right.
and 2 additional or 3 additional 2X.
I think we should get extra 2Xs for, like I said, donation purposes.
Okay.
So we had Talib already had 2, so we're now increasing it to 4 2Xs, Brother Talib, just for committed already. Then we need 1 for stock, I would say, at least.
So
For a
that
total of 5 2Xs.
okay.
1 medium, and everything else is going to be extra large. It's a blessing that he can diversify the sizes like this, just 1 of this and 2 of this.
All right, so 17 extra, 17, we're gonna end up with 1 medium, 17 extra large, 5 2X, and 1 3X.
Yes, sir. And the 3X is for
Abdul Kareem.
Abdul Kareem.
That's what I remember now.
Yes, sir. You're right.
All right, so that'll be 1 medium, 17 extra large, and then 5 2X and 1 3X. So I need to order 1 more medium and 3 more 2Xs. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a total of 5 2Xs. 1 of the 2Xs will be for stock. Then you said we have about 4 for stock with the 1Xs, right, Brother Edward?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All righty.
And I'll in the meantime, I will, I think I've got an email here with names and addresses on it. And I will, I'll confirm that I have that with, with Edward. And then anything that's missing, I can get. And I think there was one, let's see. Yes. Okay, now this 9274.
That's Demetra's address, but she did not include city, state,
Right.
zip code.
Okay, so I am, okay, well, here we go.
Yeah,
Something's coming up now, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Crimson Court, and that's in Dallas. All right, 75217. Oh, we even got a last name here. Okay, good. We're getting somewhere now. All right. It's good to have a last name. Yeah. So all right. So there we go. All right. So I'll add her to the list. And I guess the other thing I'll need to do before I mail these out, when I pull that list of addresses that I have, so Demetra's the one that's getting the medium?
Correct.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, when I pull these addresses, I'm going to put the sizes next to them for confirmation.
Okay.
To make sure that I'm getting out the right size to the right person. And what I'll do is we got some kind of Shippo account here or something. I don't know what it is. I gotta ask my wife, but we got a Shippo account that I can put all this postage on and get it out to folk. I was going to use the post office. Priority mail. I mean, is that?
Well,
all right
I
with
would,
everybody?
they may actually require that you use priority mail, depending on the size of the package. I know that they do that to me sometimes.
Okay.
So, I mean, first class would be fine if
Okay.
it is going to not cost you close to the same thing that priority mail does, right?
Right. I'll check it out, because what I'll do is, I mean, we have a shipping department here, so I can,
Okay.
I can weigh everything out, including the gifts that I'm going to include in there. And when you send those back to me, Edward, make sure you keep your 3.
Well, you want me to? Because that means I have to open. But yeah, I'm putting them back in another package anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to tell you. Well, I mean, if you want to just send the thing back and I just resend it, with your shirt, then that's fine.
Okay.
But I intended on each one of us to get one of each color.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
so if you want to keep yours, fine. If not, I'll just mail it back when I send the shirt.
Okay.
All right, then. So, alhamdulillah, thank you, brother Talib. We need to make sure that we send our monies. So, are you gonna send us a final bill, brother Talib, and then we can know exactly what to give send Adam, or how are we gonna do this? Because how are we doing the money? Let me ask that.
Well, I mean, no, he should just submit that final invoice to Adam, and Adam repays him for that, and then all of us send our money in directly to Graceline Community, for our order.
So we can go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
okay.
we can go ahead and do that. Yeah, we
Okay.
can take care of that.
All righty. So, because I think the final cost per shirt with printing and everything is going to, and let's just average it all out. Brother Talib, what should they send?
The cost of, I don't know what the shipping is, but the cost of all the shirts, including the medium and extra large, is $13 per shirt. That's what we're paying.
Okay. So let's just say add $5, say $6 for shipping probably. So $19, make it a 20 round number. Does that sound reasonable? Because it's probably going to be $5.95 for shipping.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, anyone who's getting a 2X or above, so that 2X and 3X, they're going to be $15.
Okay.
So if we just said $20 for everybody, so our larger brothers and sisters don't get penalized. We just said $20 for everybody.
We're not larger. Wait a minute. Edward, we're not larger. We're modest.
Oh yeah, our more modest sisters and brothers.
Edward, you're on your own, bro.
We stepped out there.
I thought that limb would hold me, but it didn't.
No, when you're around a woman, you never say anything about size, age, any of those things. Those are words brothers don't utter around women.
All right, so y'all know why I'm single, right?
Well, you didn't get the applications this morning.
All right,
We-
so, all right, let's see. 18. That's 234. Then 6. It's 90. Okay.
Question,
Yes.
am I hearing a fire alarm tweaking? The fire alarm tweaking.
Not here.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Oh, my alarm is tweaking.
Ah, okay.
Get it fixed, sis, get it fixed.
Okay, and believe it or not, it was just checked
Uh-huh.
last month.
Yeah, those in
Oh,
New
yeah,
York
that-
had just been checked like the month before, I think.
Yeah,
Okay. As a matter of fact, the person came in not too long ago, but my son said he wouldn't have me interrupt, but they know what to do.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
So Brother Talib is figuring up, Rashid sent out an interesting email from the AACU,
Mm-hmm.
the African American Credit Union Association, in regards to CU Pride inclusion. So special, what, did anybody see that?
Oh, yeah, I actually
I
took a
saw
look
it.
at it, right. Yep. And I mean,
So-
and that's something that they have to do. They're not an Islamic organization. So to fit in with the rest of America, that is
Mhm.
something they have to do. Otherwise, you are not going to fit in with America.
Mhm.
So that's just something that if we're going to be a part of that organization, you just got to swallow that bitter pill. And when they have their whatever event for that, we're out of the country and couldn't attend. It's
Does
that
that
simple.
make us like need to hire, from that community?
That's a decision that we would have to make as a body, as to whether or not we would want to be affiliated with them because of that. So if we were going to do it, we want to do it now before we become a full-fledged credit union. Right? Because you don't want to be seen as backing out. And given that as a reason,
Right.
as right as that is, that's poison in this country right now.
Remember what they did with Chick-fil-A? Though it
They
worked
still
out to
make
their good.
money. Right. It still worked out. Unfortunately, we're not in Chick-fil-A's position because this is still a predominantly, even though they don't go to church, Christian country as far as religious affiliation. Right. So, and Chick-fil-A ties themselves very closely to that. And yeah, they benefited to a certain extent from that. We don't have that luxury.
In boardrooms and virtual meeting rooms around
What in the
business
world?
leaders are asking, how do we unify our culture when a screen is our only touch point? How do we organize?
Look. Okay. All right. So I would say this is just me. I'm just one voice. You're either in. If we get in, we stay in. If we have any issues, then we don't get in. And that way you don't create any controversy at all. You don't have to have a reason for not joining.
That seems to be the safest route, but I guess it's something, we all of us can talk about, but I am not wanting to be on that platform where, I have to choose them to be politically correct.
Right.
If I may say this too, just throwing something out there. you know, when we think of donors, it's not a qualifier one way or the other, going into the bedroom of individuals, what
Right.
their practices are. So when we think of it, we have, for myself, I think of the way that Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam handled situations in Medina, and how they, as long as what do you call it? Nothing against human treatment.
Right.
When it comes to the sexual behavior, then that's, you know, that's definitely their choice between Almighty God and them. But it's, and their display of it is, again, their choice. But when we, as long as we're not violating human rights.
And I'm 100% in agreement with you. And that is usually my mantra. My mantra as an individual is I'm for everybody's rights. The other side of that coin, I don't want to discuss with you what you do in your
Right.
bedroom.
I don't need to know.
I don't need to know your preference. It doesn't matter to me. None of that matters to me. The only concern I have in this particular case is the relative youth of what will be our credit union. And the obvious holes that people are going to look for to undermine our effort. That's the only thing that really concerns me, is that I know people are going to try to pick it apart. And they'll find and use anything they possibly can to bring into question anything that we're affiliated with, any new process that we back. I mean, all of these things, they will try to use that against us. And a lot of that will come internally from our own community. I promise you. It'll come, it won't come from necessarily outside. Outside will be waiting to jump on that horse. But that horse getting loose will come from inside our community, for us being primarily Muslims, affiliating ourselves with an organization that, you know, very liberally puts their backing of the LGBTQ plus community out there. And there'll be a number of people that will back away from us simply for that reason. Nothing else. They'll back away. So if y'all affiliated with that, I don't want anything to do with you. So that's why I say that you either have to make the decision to not get involved, or if you're going to get involved, you better have the backbone to stay. Because that's also going to be your calling card, is you got a backbone to stand up for what you believe.
I'm all for not getting involved. Because, you know, it's no sense having to deal with it down the road. Like I said, then you're standing out on the road, you know, kind of like naked with the topic hanging over you. So it's best to ward off evil, and as opposed to try to deal with it down the road, because that's a nasty swamp. I got involved with and I'll make this long story short, the interfaith community here, and it was wonderful. And then I looked up one day, and all you want to know about sex between gays was on the program. And it just, and I mean, the rabbi was gay. His whole community was gay. And he needed to tell us who the name of the person was on top and what it was on the bottom, what all that meant. And I was like, I was shocked. I was just absolutely shocked. What does this have to do with, what we intended to do? But they looked up, they were part of the interfaith community, strong, came out strong, and nobody wanted to say anything. When I spoke out against it, everybody listened to me. And, they came up on the side, behind other people's back. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. But they were afraid to say something. Churches came forward. They were afraid to say something. Like, I don't care what they think. I'm going to speak my mind, and then I'm going to quit. So, I love the organization, and I wish that I could have participated, but I couldn't stomach that portion of it.
Right. Well, so as far as the credit union is concerned, isn't we're going to be bound by certain rules, regulations, guidelines, particularly when it comes to issues of employment,
Right.
Things of that nature.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I would submit to us at this particular point that this ship has sailed too far out into the ocean to turn back.
We're not a member yet, Tyler.
Yeah, but I see us already there.
Well, there are multiple organizations that we can join as a credit union when we have the charter. There are multiple credit union associations and groups that you can join that may hew a little bit closer to what our,
And
yeah.
Right.
Our system of beliefs, or our faith tradition and things like that. So we're going to have some other choices other than this one to be a member of an association that helps us function and grow and all those things. And worst comes to worst, we can get involved in NCUA programs for education and things to be a better credit union, right?
Right.
So we have some options other than this.
Okay.
This just happens to be an African-American organization that it would be wonderful to be a part of it, but not
So
every, I mean.
So is it your suggestion that we back away from them now as opposed to later?
Yeah. I just think it's easier at this point before we get a charter.
All right.
Before we can really become a full member to say, we'll look at you guys down the road and then just never look back.
Okay. All right. I mean,
that's why we don't. Oh,
no. It's fine. I just wanted to, I guess, like sanction that. I mean, I'm in agreement.
Yeah, like in employment, and you can't even ask that question.
Right.
Right. And we're not going to ask that question, nor should we. If you have a suspicion, nor should you judge on that suspicion. That is that's not the role that we should play there.
Okay.
Right. Again, in employment contracts, you can specify that there's certain behaviors that don't go on here in this particular workplace, right?
Right. That's right.
And you may not be able to fly your gay pride banner in this workplace.
Right.
But you can go across the street at lunch and wave it to every passing car, but you put that bad boy up when you come back in the office to go back to work.
Right.
Even in the car.
Right. And nothing will be said to you. You get treated with total respect, just like everybody else. Right.
Right. So if you it's okay if you want to wear your rainbow tie to work, while you sitting behind the television.
Perfect. That's perfectly fine.
Right.
Do your job.
Right. And you won't have no problem. You won't have no problem if I wear my red, black, and green tie.
Right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Or if the sister that we have as president is in her hijab. Don't say nothing.
Right.
Do your job.
Right. Okay. All right.
But there's a decency code,
right?
Human decency code. So you wouldn't expect to be denied employment because of your sexual orientation mentally.
Exactly. Right.
But your display of certain things that are sacred to the human being to keep private. That's where
correct.
you have to draw the line.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think we have answered that question, unless there is somebody that is offended that we not doing the gay pride thing this year.
Not here. But I still want to know who's on top and who's on the bottom.
You do not want to know any of that.
Okay.
Tell you,
Edward,
I
you want Edward,
I used to say, well, I never.
Edward, you want to edit this part out, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, this won't even need an edit. It is on all of it's on the cutting room floor.
Oh man.
I mean, I was so shocked. I was like, what? I didn't act nicely after having all of that. But I think that's it. If are there any other questions or comments or anything we forgot?
Just one final thing so that I'm clear. I can go ahead and pay Yusef and then submit it for reimbursement, or do you want Yusef to be paid directly?
Whatever's the easiest path.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest with him. You pay.
Okay. Do we have like a Cash App or Zelle or something like that?
We do.
Zale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll figure it out. But where I am right now, Yusef would get $324.
Okay.
Okay.
And that would be for 17, 18, 19. That would be for 2 dozen shirts.
Okay.
All right. Yep. $324.
About $300.
So that's
Okay.
basically $15 a shirt at $24, right? Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Actually, it's more like $13.50.
$13.50. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's man, we should have done this from the beginning, but hey, hindsight is always beautiful.
2020.
Yeah.
Don't I say we kiss a few frogs along the way, but we're gonna wind up with the prince.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
So anything else, Brother Tyler?
No, that's it on my end. I have made quite a few notes from some assignment things that I have to do. So I'm gonna try to work this into to my schedule for the rest of the day. And you all wonder why I'm up until 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
You know?
I wasn't wondering because I was asleep.
Yeah,
I
right.
woke
No,
up at 2:30.
and look,
But I was sleeping
the only thing I'm thankful for is that that Fajr is coming in a little later than
Yeah.
usual.
Right.
You know, but that's gonna soon change. You know.
Speaking of that,
So,
when does daylight saving time kick back in this year?
I am not absolutely sure.
Because Ramadan starts in early April.
Yes, I
Right.
think April the 2nd, I think.
So I'm just wondering about those early days of Ramadan, if we're still going to have.
It's in March. Daylight savings time. 2022 is scheduled for March 13th.
Okay. Wow, that's coming up quick too.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Wow.
sir.
It's on the calendar for Ramadan.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
Talib is right though. Somewhere between April 2nd and 4th.
Yeah, it's April 2nd, I believe.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Because we're in Jamada al-Akhir right now. Huh?
If the law permits, I'm going to what is it? Costa Rica in
Oh, wow.
May.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm waiting on that.
Okay.
So are you going with a group or what?
Sister friend of mine and I
Okay.
are going to go down there to visit another sister friend. She just relocated. She's wanting to start a bed and breakfast or that,
Mhm.
Airbnb or something like that. So we're going to what is the word? To indoctrinate them, not indoctrinate, when you first go, inaugural, what's the word?
Yeah. You're going to be her inaugural guest.
Inaugural, yes.
We are the inaugural guest.
Grand opening, and hope is not the grand closing at the same time.
At the same time.
Because you know what they used to say, you come in what they call it, Christian, the room, blessing the
Right. That's what they used to do with ships, right? I guess they still do that with ships. They Christian the ship, breaking the glass, the bottle of champagne over it or whatever.
But we've been friends for decades. But I told her, I said, well, you have to. I said, there's an old saying. I said, fishing and fishing guests stink after 3 days. I said, you sure this is something you want to do? So I think that's a myth. I think that's a myth. That's what we shall see. We shall see.
Well, let me put on the tape too that the Barbados is on the site for CWSC and Muslim Journal, inshallah. We're working out the kinks. Barbados just received its independence. So we're going to really collaborate from the aim of, well, CWSC's aim is always to collaborate from the 4 areas and see, because they're in the independence, we want to speak with government to see how was their plans and what's their layout, inshallah. And we, of course, economically, we want to be able to infuse certain processes.
That's a nice island.
Yes. So thinking of the credit union, y'all, establishing a credit union, it wouldn't be too far-fetched, that we make inroads with the whole island.
Where else is a good idea about a credit union if you think about things that are offshore, and it's the one was the island. We went there for Time to Be Grateful, Martha, a few years ago. It was British Bermuda.
Bermuda, yes, Bermuda.
They have a large Muslim community there.
Really?
Yes, very, very well organized. In fact, that was the best of all of the Time to Be Grateful events that I've gone to. That was my favorite. And
they're in the association of WD Muhammad also.
Yes.
Right.
And so, but I was really pleasantly surprised how well organized they were, and it was a wonderful, wonderful trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Bermuda is a British.
Yes.
They're under.
I think
British
it's still
rule?
under the British rule. Yes.
Okay.
Barbados just exited.
Okay. All right.
Barbados is now free, so they're going to be self-ruled.
Exactly.
Who were they under the British rule prior?
I believe they were.
Yes, they were.
All those islands.
Like Jamaica and Nassau. I remember when Jamaica and Nassau received their independence back in the late 60s.
Okay.
All right, folks.
All right.
All right. Imam Talib, would you close us out?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. آمين.
Got a lot cleared up today.
Yeah,
yes.
Great meeting. Yeah, a lot of good information.
And you guys don't forget me on the email addresses and the names, because I got to get that invitation out.
Okay. All right.
All right, group.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you all as well. Have a great day. Assalamu alaikum.
You too.
Alaikum assalam. You too.